hockey fans, and welcome back into the neutral zone here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. The gold! The U.S. has won the gold medal in Italy. What a game over Canada. Jack Hughes in overtime getting the golden goal. What a game. What a tournament. The U.S. is now the kings and queens of Olympic hockey. We couldn't wait till Wednesday. We had to do a show for you here on Sunday to break it down, to celebrate, to enjoy, to revel in it. We've got it all here for you. So buckle up, enjoy, strap it down. This is the Neutral Zone on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's celebrate the gold. Hello. Welcome in, welcome one, welcome all to this special gold medal edition of the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. He is Freddie B. I am Adam Karnick. Wow, what a Sunday morning.
Adam, I can finally breathe. This has been such an awesome morning, bright and early here in Southern California. I'm going to crack open a beer right now and celebrate. Let's go, baby.
There we go. Woo! There we go. Oh, my goodness. Back and forth with Canada this morning. We had a feeling all along this was going to be the final. Not that either of us would have been surprised if it wasn't, because the men's side was so much more chaotic than the women's side. We'll get into the women's side as well. And we previewed their gold medal game on Wednesday. We get to now celebrate their gold medal game. We'll do that as well today.
Yes, sir.
This was what we expected, but then to get the game that we got. Yes, if you're Canada, okay, you had some injuries leading up to it that force you to change some things.
No Crosby
in your semifinal. No Sidney Crosby. You're having Connor McDavid take over as captain. You're having those kinds of things. But what a game by Team USA.
What can you say? What can you say? Connor Hellebuck with the game of his life. And I know the Winnipeg Jets are like, where has this been in the playoffs? And man, that guy, I didn't even see the official stats yet. He had to have close to 40 saves. I think Canada had close to 40 shots on goal. And
I'm gonna pull
the timely saves he made. He made breakaway stop on McDavid. He made a breakaway stop on Celebrini in the third. The chance on Devin Taves, open net in the crease. He sticks the paddle of the stick out, makes the save. I mean, he was fantastic. And the guys around him, Canada dictated, I would say, probably all of the second period into halfway through the third, but Team USA did not buckle at all. They bent, they bent, but they didn't break, and they had it. And what an amazing feeling. This is something we've never seen in our lifetime, Adam. And I'm so glad that we witness this with our families, and now we get to talk about this and celebrate in this glory.
Connor Hellebuyck officially 41 saves. He had 40 in regulation. That was already the most shots he had faced in a single game in this. It was the most shots USA had faced in a single game in this tournament going into it. Finished officially with 41 saves. And the third period especially, you brought up the highlights there. Devin Taves with an unbelievable opportunity in the beginning of the third.
Yeah.
And then just able to get the knob of the stick. It wasn't even the paddle of the goalie stick. It was the knob making the save. And then Macklin Celebrini on a breakaway, not able to get a clean shot off. Canada had another opportunity in the third where a 2-on-1 led to a pass through the crease and a wide open net. And the shot just bounced off the near side.
I
didn't
think
even officially register as a shot.
That was Nathan MacKinnon. I've never seen MacKinnon miss on an opportunity like that before, but it looked like he was gripping that stick too hard. There were a couple of plays in this game when Canada was so close to putting that puck in the net. And once USA was able to survive and get this game to overtime, I knew that anything was possible at that point. And, we saw that, a turnover, and it's McDavid who turns the puck over and leads to the odd man rush for Team USA going down and resulting in that golden goal scored by Jack Hughes, who earlier in the game, Adam, took that high stick from Sam Bennett, broke his chiclets right there. And then he takes a penalty with 3.5 minutes to go as well. And I'm thinking, oh, shoot, man, this is not the way I wanted this to end. But the Americans, they battled and, they all played for each other. And this is, like Jack Hughes said, in the post-game conference, they had 2 weeks together as a team and they gelled and they all fought for each other and the country. And to tandem this historic men's gold medal with what the women just did by the same final score against Canada, amazing. I can't say anything else about how great this hockey tournament was in this 2026 Olympics.
It was an incredible tournament for Team USA. And we were talking about the third period there. Let's not forget Team USA had to kill off a 5-on-3.
That's true.
In the second period. That was a minute. Was it 40? I'm trying to remember the exact time on that, but that was a lengthy 5-on-3. That right there, that was the momentum breaker in a lot of ways, I think, for Team Canada.
Yeah, that was a minute 30 of power play time, of two-man advantage power play time that Canada had. McAvoy took the hooking penalty, and then right after that, Jake Getzel takes a holding penalty. And, and that was right after Canada had that was right. It was still 1-1 at that point. So it was huge kill for them. Canada then tied it later on with a fantastic shot and goal by Cale Makar. And then just to hang on enough to force OT is the game started out fantastic. Dylan, who scored that first goal? I'm already losing track of what happened here. I'm sorry, Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy with that first goal, 6 minutes into the game, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go, ride that momentum. And then, Canada started the game out shooting the U.S. I think 8-1, and then ended up shots were 8-8 at the end of the first, and then Canada really dominated that second. Like we said, they tie it, and then the U.S. just battled. They hung on, and Connor Hellebuyck and jeez, I'm still trying to, I still got the chills. I got goosebumps still, Adam, after watching what we just saw today.
It was an impressive show. I mean, we talk about it in NHL circles. If you have a 5-on-3 for a minute or more, whichever side wins that basically becomes the microcosm of the game.
Absolutely.
If you convert a 5-on-3 power play, or if you kill off a 5-on-3 penalty kill for over a minute, that's going to win you the game far more often than not. And we saw that from Team USA. Even though Makar did ultimately tie the game in the second period after the 5-on-3 was over, there was just that momentum and that feeling that, all right, there's nothing that Team USA can't do today on this one.
And Team USA finished 100% on the penalty kill in the tournament as well, going 18 for 18 in the tournament, killing penalties. And that's a group of guys that's just thrown in together and did a fantastic job. And the firepower that they were able to contain within Team Canada, with McDavid and McKinnon and Makar and Celebrini out there all on the ice at the same time. That is so dangerous. I couldn't sit down. I was having to watch it standing up because my nerves, I have no dog in the fight. I mean, other than being an American and wanting this so badly for Team USA and, you know, for what it means to hockey. And for me, being a hockey fan, to have this game felt like it was the biggest moment I've witnessed in a very long time. I'm sure it was the same for you. Everybody, in our group chat was posting. It was fantastic. Wow.
A special moment for sure. My wife was basically trying to pace on the couch. My son was just basically destroying the living room all during that. My daughter just sitting back and trying to observe and figure out, how am I supposed to watch this? How am I supposed to take this in? I was talking with my daughter as we were doing this. It was, now remember, for the women's game, we had the 3-on-3 overtime. It's going to be the same thing here. And remember how as soon as one team feels like they get a little momentum, if they mess it up, it can be momentum the other way. And that's exactly what happened. As Canada was trying to set up an odd man rush, McDavid misses, and the next thing you know, it's 3-on-1 the other way, and a beautiful, beautiful pass that came.
Zach Werenski.
Werenski, that was a gorgeous assist.
And
out to Hughes.
Werenski was the one who poked the puck off of McDavid's stick deep in the other end and led to that rush. And then he ends up putting a body on, getting possession of that puck, feeding it across to Jack Hughes, who just buried that tweeners right in between Hellebuck's legs. And the elation with it felt so good for these guys. And a historic day too. We were celebrating the Miracle Team of 1980 anniversary on today's date, as well as Johnny Gaudreau's son, Johnny Jr., also celebrating his birthday. And for, what Johnny meant to Team USA hockey, I thought it was just absolutely fitting that it ended in the way that it did.
Absolutely. They had Johnny's sweater up in the locker room all tournament, and that was one of the first things that they showed after winning the gold. Was you had the Hughes brothers grab Johnny's sweater and start skating around the ice with it. He absolutely would have been part of this team.
Oh,
the only thing that would have kept him out would have been some kind of injury, obviously. But save for that, 13 would have been out there. You know that he was out there in spirit,
100%
with the team.
Yeah,
very, very fitting, and to have his family there, and to have Johnny Jr. be there for this, very, very fitting, very appropriate, very, very touching moment for Team USA to have that. They did the same thing at the Four Nations event last year, had him there in spirit as well. So
Man.
So very touching there. It was also throughout that very, all the things lining up. You brought up, today is the 46th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice in Lake Placid. Wasn't the gold medal game, it's
Right.
kind of, we all remember it as the gold medal game. It wasn't, but still,
the significance of that beating that Soviet team. Absolutely.
Yeah, the gold medal game almost has become an afterthought for that team. So you were the 46th anniversary of that. You also have NHL players being in this. Let's face it, that it's the first time for Team USA with NHL players to win this. Because obviously the 1980 team, those guys were all college amateurs. None of those guys were professionals. And in 2010, yes, they made it there with NHLers, only for Sidney Crosby to beat them in overtime to win the gold. In the last few Olympics, you haven't had the NHL guys. So this is
and Kenny Albert made a great point. He said, there had only been 37 American hockey players who had won an Olympic gold medal, and now you can add another 25 to that list today. And I mean, look, and then Brock Nelson, his history, his lineage of hockey, his grandfather won it, his uncle won it in 80, and now he wins it. 3 generations of Nelsons in winning Olympic gold medals, the only 3 Olympic gold medals that the U.S. has ever won, and he's been, and his family has been a part of it. You can't make these stories up. They just
right.
The stars were aligned. Everything was perfect. And the last time, these two teams played in 2010, it was Canada who came away winning that game in overtime. And it was 4-on-4 hockey. 3-on-3 hockey is a whole nother ball game.
Yes. Yes, it is. And let's dive into that a little bit, as I like this nugget from Joey Jets watching on YouTube. Connor McDavid was named the tournament MVP, very deservingly so.
Sure.
13 points in 6 games. Yet another time.
Another bridesmaid.
For Connor McDavid, the ultimate bridesmaid. Stanley Cup Finals MVP as the Oilers lose to Florida in the Stanley Cup Finals, and now he's the Olympic MVP as Canada loses to the U.S. in the finals. You brought up the 3-on-3 aspect. Let's talk about that real quickly, though. Both the men and the women go to overtime, beat Canada with a final score of 2-on-1. So for both men's and women's hockey this year, they go to overtime in the gold medal game, and it's 3-on-3. I've seen a lot of hockey reporters and hockey purists talk about how they don't like that for here in the Olympics. I've got some thoughts on that, but Freddie, I want to hear your thoughts on it first. And for you, those of you watching across YouTube and Twitter, let us know your thoughts on the 3-on-3 aspect as well in the chats. Let us know. Comment below what you think.
3-on-3, with so much at stake, I think it's a gamble. And I mean, you could win or lose on a bad break, and a lot is at stake. And it really boils down to, with so much open ice, anything can happen with 3-on-3. And I thought Canada's skilled players kind of were a little bit better than the U.S. skilled players. So I was nervous about that. And I don't know, 3-on-3 in a gold medal game or a medal game in general, that's nerve-wracking. I can't imagine what it's like for the players, because as a fan, I'm on the edge of my seat. Every possession is so critical. I love it now that we won, but had we lost, I'd have been, damn it, 20 minutes too. That's a long period. None of these games went beyond, I think, 5 or 6 minutes in any of the overtimes that were played. And maybe for the gold medal game or something like that, they might switch it up next year maybe go back to 4-on-4. But 3-on-3, hey, it works. It worked.
I love 3-on-3 hockey in general. I love it, especially in the NHL when they use it in the regular season. I love it. It's fast. It's up tempo. The puck is flying everywhere. Yeah. In the playoffs, though, notably, the NHL doesn't use it. They play standard 5-on-5, and it's we go until somebody scores.
Correct.
I do understand where you're coming from, where it's, hey, this isn't really hockey when you get to that point where it's 3-on-3. Maybe you should change it up. I would argue use 3-on-3 in the preliminary rounds.
Sure.
I would even be in favor of it in the quarterfinal rounds. Yeah. But I would say once you get to the semifinals and then certainly for the medal games, I would prefer they go with 5-on-5.
I agree.
You want it to be as pure and as, for lack of a better word, legitimate as possible. At the same time, I do agree with Joey Jets. I love 3-on-3 hockey. It's so much fun.
It is so much fun, but with a game on the line of this magnitude, that's ballsy to play 3-on-3 when these guys have battled so hard to get to this point, and to just have it, slip away so quickly. I know we've been on the other end before, losing a gold medal game in overtime. I know what it must feel like for these guys, but yeah, make the game, at least the gold medal game, I guess 4-on-4. I would prefer 5-on-5. Go a full 20 if it has to, and then maybe play like a 10-minute 3-on-3 before.
Yeah. And some of it too is in the Olympics. Let's face it, it's not the only event going on. You are dealing with incredibly tight schedules. So I do understand it from that perspective too. Look, the closing ceremonies are 2.5 hours from now. You can't have a hockey game still going on. And hey, we got the closing ceremonies, but meanwhile over there, we're still waiting on Canada and USA to finish up because we're playing 5-on-5 hockey. And
then the fourth overtime.
We've got to do something. And I know the hockey purists don't want a shootout. Personally, I'd love to see a shoot. I love the shootout, but I know that you say shootout and all the purists just immediately cringe. So I know that if you're going to do something, would you rather do 3-on-3 or a shootout?
I'd rather do 3-on-3 than a shootout to determine who comes away with the gold medal. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe they'll stick with this format going forward. Maybe they'll revamp it, and I don't know. Maybe Canada will have a say in what happens. I thought for sure though that they had the better skilled players. Like I said, when you have you start overtime with Makar, McKinnon, and McDavid.
Right.
That's things nightmares are made of. And Hellebuck stood his ground, and I mean, awesome. My brother, we were texting back and forth. He's like, Clayton Keller, maybe he can get out there and play. He only had played 38 seconds of this game, but he is an overtime specialist. He's one of the league leaders in the NHL in overtime goals. I thought maybe we would see him out on the ice, but man, Jack Hughes, just perfect, man. He lost some chicklets out there, and him and his brother and the Kachucks. That there's so many great storylines to take from what we've seen out of this run, both on the men's and the women's side. History being made. Canada might not be the top dog in international hockey anymore. Team USA, both men's and women's, I think, have a strong say so as to who is the best in the world.
You're getting onto something there. Let's pull out and let's talk about that a little bit. But of course, we've got Jack Hughes, a minute 41 into overtime, winning the gold for Team USA. The men were not the only ones, though, to win the gold medal. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's celebrate the women also beating Canada by a score of 2-1 in overtime on Thursday in another incredible game there. The women's team, that might be the best Olympic team we have seen. We'll dive into this. And is USA now the home for hockey overall in the next 4 years? We'll talk about that. You are tuned into a special edition of the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clanking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go. For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
And welcome back into the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We want to say thank you and welcome to everybody watching the show across Twitter and YouTube and on iesportsradio.com. You just heard the drop there for all information across the station. You can also watch this show and all the other shows here on the network by going to iesportsradio.com, so you can see when the shows are, and you can just catch them and watch them there, replays as well. Ricky Keeler chiming in on YouTube saying,
yeah, thank you.
Great moment. Not quite Miracle on Ice, but it was special.
No.
Yeah, Miracle on Ice is a league in and of itself. This was different.
That was
incredibly special.
Miracle on Ice is like David versus Goliath, right?
Right.
You had the young collegiate USA guys. They weren't professionals at that time, against the dangerous Red Army of the Soviets, and that was one of the biggest upsets, probably, in one of the biggest upsets in the history of sports in general. This one, it was huge, and I'm so happy too, Adam, that it was the U.S. beating Canada instead of Finland in this gold medal game. It just meant so much more, I think, when you beat the best team in the world to capture the gold.
Oh yeah, had Finland completed the upset, which I mean, it was looking for a minute there in that semifinal like Finland was going to do it. Unfortunately, the game just was 60 minutes, not 45, unfortunately.
Exactly. Right.
But you're right, though. To beat Canada, it is extra.
It's so much sweeter.
It's so much sweeter. And you know that, nobody can say, well, they avoided Canada the whole tournament. Had they just played Canada, they did play Canada, and they beat Canada.
They sure did.
You know who else beat Canada? The women's team.
Yes, they did.
Played Canada on Thursday and won the gold. Just like the men. The parallels are ridiculous. The similarities between the two.
Yeah.
USA versus Canada. Check. Need overtime. Check.
Yep.
Final score of 2-1. Check. Having a breakaway in having 3-on-3 hockey lead to an odd man rush and a breakaway. Check.
Yeah.
All the boxes there. Let's talk about the women's game from Thursday.
Let's talk.
The biggest difference and parallel there with the men today, exactly 6 minutes in, USA goes up 1-0. Team USA, the men never trailed today. The women never had the lead on Thursday. No score after one. It was the first time. It was the first time all Olympic tournament that Team USA had not scored in the first period.
Right.
Then you have Canada go up 1-0 at the start of the second period.
Yeah.
USA was on a
power play too,
only to give up a shorthanded goal and see Canada go up 1-0. It stayed that into the third period. Hilary Knight then, with just under 2.5 minutes in regulation, Knight with a tip-in redirection just in front of the net to tie the game, force overtime. And then Megan Keller with a beautiful stick handle and deke.
The deke was just, man.
That was filthy.
It was filthy.
Just straight filth that she put out there on the ice and then buries it in the back of the net and wins gold for Team USA to beat Canada. A terrific game by Team USA. We talked about it last week. We teased it and talked about it a little bit with the women's team. Now that they've won gold, now that we've got that, is this the best?
Put the stamp. Yeah, put the stamp on it. I think, Adam. I said we were texting back and forth. I said you could now write it in permanent marker in Sharpie, whatever. I think this was the best U.S. women's hockey team ever. and they proved that. I said it, if they can pull out the win, that I think that's going to be it, and they sure enough did. Hillary Knight, the captain of all ladies, to scoring the game tying goal with Frankel pulled with 2:04 left in the third, and then the game winner in overtime. They were so dominant, Adam. 33-2. They outscored the competition in this tournament, and we talked about in our show last week is the Team USA hadn't faced any adversity up until this game. Every game was a 5-0 shutout or a 6-0 shutout or something like that. And, they went down early in that second period, gave up a shorty. That's not the way you want to go down. And then they were able to kill off a couple penalties, I believe late or somewhere around that third period, that Canada could have put the nail in the coffin, but the resiliency was there and they stuck to it. And I think they capped off the women's most magical Olympic ever. I think Adam, you can agree or disagree, but yes, I think this was the best women's team ever.
I would wholeheartedly agree. We saw the shutout streak, over 330 minutes in between goals allowed by Team USA in the women's tournament. You brought it up with talking about the men, that the men's team didn't give up a goal on the penalty kill. Same thing with the US women. You had both men's and women's teams for USA be perfect on the penalty kill. That's incredible to go through an entire tournament like that. And the women's team didn't have as many penalty kills that they had to do. It was somewhere around that 12, right around that dozen mark. I'd have to look up to know for certain. But still, to not give up a single one, unbelievable job. Erin Frankel gave up just 2 goals the entire tournament.
Yeah.
She faced 99 shots and stopped 97 of them. Thursday was an amazing day.
It was
for the Boston Fleet.
Yeah.
In general, you had Erin Frankel, the best goalie in the world, winning the gold medal. Megan Keller gets the golden goal for Team USA. She skates for the Boston Fleet. And you had the bronze medal game. Elena Mueller wins gets the medal winning goal in the bronze medal game.
Yeah.
For Switzerland, she skates for the Boston Fleet.
Also Haley
for Boston.
Yeah. Also Haley Wynn, also a member of the Boston Fleet for Team USA. She, another member. They got a good, and their first place in the PWHL.
Yes.
Outstanding job. They overcame and they battled back. And again, the women's, just like the men's, go to that 3-on-3, and it's nail biting time. I was just as nervous for the women's team as I was today watching the men's play, because I've invested so much and I love hockey so much. And we've talked about this, Adam. We were treated to 2 fantastic gold medal games, and I'm so happy that the Americans came out on top on both men's and women's.
Absolutely. And now Hillary Knight is given the honor. She's going to be one of the flag bearers at the closing ceremony here in about 2 hours.
Rightfully
she will be one of the flag bearers for Team USA to close out these Milan Cortina Olympics this afternoon. One of the best Olympians of all time. She's been playing in the Olympics. These are her 4th Olympic Games, 4th or 5th Olympics. She also dates back to 2010, same as Sidney Crosby does for Team Canada. The men's team. Hillary Knight was in the 2010 Olympic Games as well, and had goals and made an impact on that team back then in 2010. And so to get that goal in that moment, to have it be
and that goal too, Adam, the game tying goal by Hillary Knight, after everything else that had happened with her, over the course of the days leading up to that game and her engagement, she scores that goal, and then she breaks the Olympics hockey women's record for the U.S. She sets the record for goals and points with that goal that she scored to tie that game late in the third period. And
yeah, I think between the shutout streak, the dominance and the penalty kill, and the massive goal differential, 33-2, that got to be the best Olympic tournament we've ever seen. That's going to be a team that's going to be talked about for generations to come.
I think so too,
hockey,
because
not just in the U.S., in the sport.
I think so, because Adam, the game is progressing, and all the nations around the world are also getting better at the same time. It's just not the two, U.S. and Canada, who are the dominant. They still are. They are the only two that are, winning the gold medals. But other nations around the world are starting to get up to a higher level of play, and to outscore the competition and to dominate in the way and fashion that they did says something about this team. And now you think about, coach for the women's team, is he going to be looked upon maybe to get a gig in the NHL somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. There, tournaments like these, everybody's stock rises when you have tournaments like this and you have dominant performance. I'm loving Glenn Ritter in the chat also pointing out all the members of the Minnesota Frost winning gold medals on that as well. Absolutely.
Yes.
Kenneth Schofield and Grace Zumwinkle, some fantastic skaters for Minnesota being represented there on Team USA. As we brought up, it something like this only serves to legitimize the PWHL. Everybody skating on Team USA is part of the PWHL, and all but one skater on Team Canada is on a PWHL team. The lone exception being a college skater, that she's just simply not old enough to be eligible for the PWHL yet. She'll get there. She'll be in there.
Just the boost that this league needed in its only, its second year of play to grow the game. And we talked about the PWHL and their expansion. They've had the Takeover series, the Takeover tour. And then, this, now you showcase these gold medalists as well. This is perfect. This game is going to grow on the women's side. And I hope your daughter enjoyed it. I loved watching the moments I could with my kids during this tournament run as well. Of course, on the West Coast, the times were a little bit wonky. We were up at 4:45 this morning, had coffee brewing, and got ready, and we watched the entire game. And
yeah. There was a story from CBS that I retweeted at IESR Neutral Zone on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Be sure to follow along on there. There was a story from last week that I retweeted that CBS had done. We have seen an explosion in popularity in girls hockey in the United States. Team USA has reported that girls youth hockey has grown by 65%, almost 2/3 over the last 15 seasons. After a tournament like this, yeah, absolutely. That number is going to continue to go up. It's going to continue to rise. We're going to continue to see more young girls get into hockey and have the opportunity to explore it. Our local rink is doing they've done multiple of these since we've been going there. They're doing another free-to-play hockey event next weekend to just give kids an opportunity to try it, see what perfect. It's like, see what it's about. Yeah. You know that there's going to be lots of people getting more curious and, hey, mommy, I want to try this. Okay, let's figure out how to get you out there, how to get you onto the ice, and how to get this started. Absolutely. You see, and with both the men's and women's team winning gold this year, we're gonna see youth hockey explode in the United States. Obviously, there's There's still hurdles that are just inherent to the sport.
Sure.
There's all kinds of equipment that you've got to have skates. Ice skates
it's not cheap by any means. Yeah.
You know, and all the other things that go along with it. But the interest and hopefully the support that you're going to see Team USA get throughout hockey as a result of this is going to be outstanding.
Yeah.
What an incredible event for the Olympics to close. This game today. This was it. This was the only thing going on in the Olympics.
Yeah. We wouldn't be doing this show if Canada had pulled that victory off today. I would have been, a little bit depressed and bummed out, but I'm glad we were able to pull this show together today. Adam, just an incredible moment. We've been talking about it. We led up to it. We gave our previews. It was a perfect tournament, and no better way than both the men's and women's to come away with the gold. And now we can focus back on the NHL starting, next week. College hockey this weekend as well was so good. I watched a few of the men's games. I know we posted the women's scores as well on IE Sports Radio on the Twitter. Yeah, things are heating up now. Only like 2 weeks left of the regular season before we start getting into tournament action. Man.
Yeah, the NHL turns right around and drops the puck Wednesday night.
Yeah.
There are on Wednesday, there are 8 games in the NHL on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be live on air. I'll have those going on in the background. We'll discuss those and give a little preview. We'll touch again on this incredible tournament. But Adam, thanks so much for doing this today with me, putting this together. I thought it was a great opportunity for us to share with the community just our thoughts and give our insights on this incredible gold medal win by the men's today.
Absolutely. A historic day in USA hockey as the men's team wins gold for just the third time ever. And the first time in 46 years.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this show. Wow. What a show. What a day. We get to just sit in this and enjoy this. For 4 years, we get to be the kings and queens of international hockey. It is
right.
Incredible feeling.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here for this. Want to say also thank you to all of our sponsors, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. The chicken is on a whole other planet. Go to planetjerky.net to place your order. Check them out there. Also say thank you to Vital Apparel, the brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. When you go to vitalapparel.com, use the promo code IESR and you get 15% off of your order. And then, of course, be sure to check out the new and improved updated website, IESportsradio.com. Be sure to follow IE Sports Radio on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, at IE Sports Radio. This show is also available for you on Twitter. We are at IESR Neutral Zone. Freddie is at FreddieB_sports. I am at Adam_Harnick. Give us a follow and chime in there. We will be back on Wednesday talking all things hockey. The NHL will be back. PWHL is going to be back. College hockey has been going on during this as well. We'll continue to react to the gold medal games. Thank you to Larry B, the czar and overlord of all IE Sports Radio, by the way, for working behind the scenes and pumping us up. 764 people watching the show live today. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Until then, everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We will see you right back here Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Figure out where you are in that. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody.
And bye-bye.